All right, so now we've been able to get the product. What we need to do next is to find a way to display it on the page like this. So I would come to my dashboard and you see this product list component. I'm going to send it this product as a prop. So this product and then the is loading um, state that we get from Redux. So I'll come here and then I'll say product and I'll set that to be equal to product. UCT, aha. Then I'm also going to do the is loading and that's going to also be equal to is loading. Okay, so now that we've sent it these two and this red guy here is not supposed to be red because I don't know, is there any error that I'm not seeing? Products. Oh, it's supposed to be plural, products. So here I'll say products. Yeah, okay. So I'll go ahead and save this guy and now we can now head over to the product list and that's where we're going to now build all of this. So I'll go to my product list and the first thing I want to do is I want to destructure the props. So I'll get the product and the is loading state. Aha, so now let's go ahead and build. So I'll come inside my return statement here and let's get rid of this guy. So this div is going to have a class name of product list. So product hyphen list. But remember, we need to import the product list CSS file. So I would import // product list.scss. Aha. Now let's start by, so if you look here in the finished product, you see the product list actually starts from this horizontal rule here because the horizontal rule separates this component up from this one below. So I'm going to come down here and I'll start by adding the horizontal rule and then just tap that. Then I'll come down and create a div with the class of table because we're going to have a table there. Okay, now inside this div, right, the first item we have is this text and then this search box. So let's have something that will contain that. So I'll have another div and let me just tap that. It's going to have a class name of -- flex hyphen between. Then it's also going to have -- flex direction and I'll set that to column. Ha. So let's come down here. Now inside here we have a bit of text and that text I'll put it inside a span. I'll just put h3 and then I'll just grab this text. It's going to say inventory item. Copy that, slot that in here. Aha. Then the next thing is this search guy here. So I'll create another span and then I'll just maybe I'll just say search for now. Search, let's make it big, so maybe h3 again and then I'll say search products. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Then I'll come outside of the div. So you see this div that is holding this heading and search, just come outside of it and then we're going to proceed. So the first thing is let's have the loading. I'll say that if is loading, then what do I want to do? Well, I want to show the, I'll say and to display the loading spinner. So here I'll say spinner image and it's supposed to be a component. So now let's import it. Aha, so you see it's coming from the loader component. So I'll import it up there and then I will now come down and Let's create another div here with a class of table, and inside of the table, well, we are just going to say that we're going to add a ternary operator. So this ternary operator, when the product is loading, we want to say, and let me just write it out first. So here I'll just say is if product is not loading, that's if the loading process is completed and there is no product found in the database. So here I'll say products dot length is equal to 0. So what this means is that if it has finished loading and we check the database, we get the products, but there's nothing found there. In other words, the product length is equal to 0. Then we're going to use our ternary operator, and I'll just open a parenthesis. And in this ternary operator here, I'll just say that no product was found. So let me just add a paragraph that I'll tab and say no product found. So no products found, please add a product. So we need to be polite at all times to our users. So add please, so that they will not be angry. So I'll open this else block, and then I'll just open that. Now is this else block now that I'll now display all this table you see here. All right, in the event that there was products found in database, we're going to now display the table. All right, so here I'll say table and tab that. The table is going to have a table head. I'll tab that. Actually, it's going to have a table head and a table body. Okay, aha. So let's just space this guy up first and do the table head. So the table head is what will contain this heading here, this table row that has this heading. So we'll first put a table row, and then inside we'll now have several table heads, th rather. Aha. So now what do we have in the table head is all these things you see here: SN, name, category, blah blah blah. So let's start with serial number, and then have name of the product. So let me just duplicate this how many times? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So after the name we'll have the category, then we're going to have the price. What else? Quantity, ty. What else? Value. Then lastly we're going to have actions, which will contain the buttons. Okay, so that's for the table head. Now for the table body, we'll just open the table body. This table body, now we're now going, it's inside this table body that will now map through the products and display them here. Okay, now I'm just going to come here and just have my curly braces, and then inside the curly braces I'll just say products dot map. So I'm mapping through the product, so 1 2, and then I'll get out every item inside the products array as a single product, and then I'll also get the index, because I'll need it for the serial number. So let's open this with an arrow function like this, and since we've opened it with an arrow function, we're going to have to return something. So here I'll say return, and then I'll just return whatever I'm returning is going to be inside the parenthesis. Now you see this product here, but I want to destructure all the properties out of it so that I don't have to be saying product.name, product.id, product.category, and the rest of them. So I'll come here, and then I'll just say const, open my curly braces, I'll set that to be equal to product. Is here that I will now destructure everything that I need, all the properties that I need from the product. So I need the ID, I need the name, I need the category. What else? The price. I need the quantity, ty. Aha, so I believe those are the things I need. If I need any other thing, I'll come back. All right, so now that we've destructured, we'll now come inside our return statement and open the return statement, and then we'll just have another table row. Okay, I'll tab that. I don't know why it's not tabbed. Okay, it has tabbed. So we'll have a table row here, and then we'll now have the various table data that will correspond to all of these table heads. So we'll start from the serial number. So table data, and then the serial number. So the serial number here, and don't forget this table row, we need to give it a key. So we'll set the key, and that's going to be set to, we'll just use the ID, so underscore ID. Good, because the ID is unique. Aha. So for the index, the serial number rather, we're going to have the index, and we'll add, index in JavaScript, they are 0 based. So for us to have 1, 2, 3, we need to say index plus 1. All right. So let's come here and create another table data. Okay, I wanted to do it on this line. Aha. So another table data, tab that, and inside there, what do we have? I think is the name. So we're just gonna have the name. Aha. Now for this name, there's something that I did. So if you come to this product here, you see that we are, after a certain number of characters, we are just representing the remaining part of the name with 3 dots. It's only when you now open that specific product that you now see the full name, because some products name can be very long. Like if a product name is up to this length, you don't want to display it like that. So that's why we just shorten the name. So there's a function that will create to shorten, any kind of text. So let's just create that function right away. So I'll just let's see. So I'll scroll up here, and above my return statement, where's the return statement here? So this is my return statement. So above the return statement, I would, let me tab this. I'll create a function. It's going to be an arrow function, and the arrow function will just say shorten text. Aha. Now this shorten text, I'm going to give it 2 parameters. The first will represent the text that I want to shorten. Then the next parameter, I'll just call it n, and it just represent the number of characters in that text that I want to display. Okay, before I now shorten it. So here I'll come here, let me add an if statement here. So I'll say if so I'm interested in the text dot length. I'll say that if it's greater than n. So let's open this up. What do I want to do? I'll create a variable const, and I'll call that variable shortened text. Maybe I should just call it text, actually, just to keep it simple. So text is equal to, oh no, I can't say text because I've already used text. So shortened text, and that's going to be equal to text dot, we're going to use the substring. So substring, and then this is going to take 2 parameters, where you want to start the text from and where you want to end. So n, which is this parameter here. All right, then I will now add 3 dots to it. So I'm just going to say dot concat, and then I'll say 3 dots. Lastly, oh no, I'll come out. Lastly, I would I'll return the shortened text, return shortened text. So that's one. Then I'll now come outside of this if statement and return the text that I, so return text. Aha. So we can now use this shortened text to shorten any kind of text we want. So I'll scroll down here, and instead of just saying the name, I would actually come here and call the shorten text function, and then it will just take first the name as a parameter. So I'll come here. So to take the name as a parameter, then how many characters do I want to display? So for now, I think I want to display 18 characters. Let me just confirm how many. Okay, 16. So 1 6, and then I'll save. Okay. So I think maybe we should just check what we're doing so far. Aha, so you see, this is what we've been able to achieve so far. We have the name of the product, then we've not added the remaining parts. So here we're just going to come and add remaining parts, and I'm not very sure that all the products we added have images, but we're going to come to that. So here I'll just come here and then I'll create another table data. So td, tap that, and the next thing we have is what? The category. So that one is just going to be straightforward. We're just going to add it here. So have our curly braces and then I'll say category. Then next, what do we have? We have the price. Now this price, we need to add dollars in front of it because the price is supposed to be in dollars. So what I'll do is here I'll first add the text dollar, then I'll now have another curly braces where I'll now add the price. Aha, so that's it. Then the next thing we have is quantity. So let me just duplicate this down and change this to quantity. So let me get rid of this dollar because we're not dollaring the quantity, it's just a number. Aha, so we destructure the quantity as well. Then next we now have the value of that product in the store. So this one now, it requires to do some calculation. I'll duplicate, in fact I'll wait, see the one I'll duplicate here. I'll duplicate this guy and then I'll bring it down. So for the quantity, sorry, for the value of that product in the store, we're going to multiply the price times the quantity. So what this means is that if a product is $5 and there are 5 of it in our store, the value of that product in the store will be $25 because 5 times 5 is 25. Then lastly, we're going to have I think the last thing we need is the actions, but let me just save it first and see that we have everything that we just added. Aha, so you see we now have up to the value. So the last thing is the actions, and if you look at the complete project here, you see that the actions just contains these icons that do something. So those icons, we're going to get them from React Icons. I'll just copy them because there's no point me going to look for them on React Icons website. I already have them and I've shown you how to import icons. So these are the icons we need: edit, trash, and I to view the product. Great. Aha, so now let's proceed. So let's just come down to where we stopped, which is this one that contains the price, and then I'm going to create the last table data. So td, this one, inside it I'm going to give it a class name, a special class name of icons. Plural because there are more than one. Then I'll now put a span. So tap the span, open it. Now these icons, this first one for example now is clickable and is going somewhere. So but because I'm not building out that feature yet, what I'll just do is I'll just leave it first. I'll just put only the icon inside here. So here I'll just come and say like this, and then I'll just paste in the name of the icon. So let me just paste in like that. So this is the icon, and then I'll close it. This icon is going to have a size property of 25 pixels. Aha. Then it's also going to have a color property, color, and that's going to be set to purple. Okay, so that's the first one. So let's do the second and the third. So second, I'll just span this guy. This second icon is going to be the edit icon. So let me grab it and then I'll just change this particular one. Oh sorry, Control Z. So it's FA edit. So let me just change this very one here to FA edit. Control Z, and I'll just type it out, FA edit. Now the only thing is that the color for the FA edit is going to be green. Then I also reduce the size to 20 so that it's not too big. So this is it for the second icon. Now the third icon is going to be the trash icon, in other words the delete icon. So I'll just duplicate. Why is this? Oh, okay. I'm supposed to wrap this guy around the quote because it's supposed to be text, so wrap it around quotes. Now let's duplicate this third one, and this one is going to be the delete icon. So let's just change from FA edit to delete. That's alt trash. And of course this last one is going to be red, so danger. Now we can go ahead and save, and let's see what we have in the finished project. So you see, we now have the icons here, even though they don't do anything yet, but at least we have them. Then I think for the name here, okay, what the name is fine, it's just that it's not up to 16 character. No name is up to 16 character, that's why we don't have that dot string, but everything is actually fine. So as far as I can tell, we've implemented the initial functionality of displaying the product on this page. So the other things we need to do, which we're going to do in coming videos, like this search and the pagination. Since we're here, let's just do it and get it over with. So I'll just start with the search in the next one. All right, see you there.